From Morristown Friends School. This is the Medieval Mason with Andrew Rowan.
Hello and welcome to Medieval Stonemason. Stonemasons would work with the stone building the world's most complicated buildings. They would gather materials, move from place to place as they would go where their work was, and they would even take naps as part of their job. Even Michelangelo was a stonemason. So let's get started. The master mason was the head of the construction site, and anybody else who worked on the site worked below this person. For education, unlike today, you didn't have to be formally educated. In fact, only 44% of master masons, the head of the construction site, could even write their name on a contract or a piece of paper. Yet even though they had no education, some of the buildings made still stand today, such as Amiens Cathedral in France, where we're currently at.
Amiens Cathedral is located all the way in France.
The designing process is not very extensive because the Masons did not have a very good education, as I mentioned earlier. It is highly unlikely that they made any calculations whatsoever, so the designing process was usually just a basic sketch of the building. When we move into the building process, materials such as an axe that firefighters currently use, explosives to clear the space, and of course stones and other supplies would usually be pushed in a cart by hand, or if you were lucky, maybe by an ox. Weather also was a challenge because it was extremely hard to work in the rain without the tents covering the building. There are three different kinds of medieval masons: the master mason, which we talked about earlier, royal mason, and a farm mason. Most masons did not work in the city because it was rare for any churches to be built in the city. A farm mason would not just have masonry as his only job. Records show that masons used to work as innkeeping, owned ships, rented houses and carts, owned breweries, or were stone dealers. They did other jobs because work could be uneven at times. The other kind is a royal mason, who were hired by the king and queen to build for them. The man would not live a nomadic life, as he would be well fed and live in housing appointed by the king and queen.
The Masons have constructed some of the world's most beautiful and recognizable buildings. By building churches, carrying tons of stones and supplies in wheelbarrows, living in different places after each project, and taking naps every day, Masons are unique and interesting men that have led the way in architecture. Amazingly, they did all of this without any formal education or making any calculations. For history class, this has been Andrew Rowan. Have a great day.